Happy day, friends. If you are a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra, then this is your weekly reading for the week of April 9th through April 15th. And it feels like, so last week your reading, air signs, was all about really allowing this vision that lives within you to come to life and really reconnecting with that and allowing yourself to be used as a vessel. And so I pulled the Triumphant Success Oracle card for you all this week, and Spirit is just asking you to prioritize this belief, this inner belief. Okay, Spirit really wants you to start believing in yourself, air signs, because you have what it takes. Okay, you have what it takes. So start believing in you. Really strengthen your self-esteem and your confidence. All right. So that's your priority for this week, is to really just begin to reconnect with this belief that you have in yourself. All right. And so let's see. The first card that we have for you is the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups. Okay. So the word that I'm seeing with the Page of Cups is inquisitive. I'm seeing inquisitive, right? And so for you, really tap into your imagination this week. Okay. So with the Page of Cups, we have really give yourself permission this week, air signs, to tap into your imagination, because that's where you thrive. You thrive in giving, when you give yourself permission to imagine, when you give yourself permission, I think one of the things that I said last week in y'all's reading was give yourself permission to go there. When you give yourself permission to go there, when you give yourself permission to imagine, to really step into that sacred space, you find yourself getting lost in just the goodness of life, right? And so Spirit wants that for you. And so triumphant success, that's the card that we have for you as the oracle card, and Spirit asking you to prioritize believing in yourself and believing in, when you step into that imaginative space, believing when you step into that imaginative space, giving yourself permission to believe in what it is that you're being shown, giving yourself permission to believe in what it is that you see. Because I think that's a part of the issue, is that you'll imagine, you'll see things, air signs, but then you won't give yourself permission to believe in it. You won't give yourself permission to ground into the vision, or to ground into what you are imagining. And so then you kind of just let it go or give up on it. But Spirit is saying, really tap into your inquisitive self. Like, really give yourself permission to explore, to be curious, to inquire, to be inquisitive, right? To ask, to step into that sacred space and then ask questions. Like when you see something, like, what does this mean? How should I approach this? Or how can I bring this to life? Like, really give yourself permission to go there, all right? Yeah, and then we have the Six of Swords, okay? We have the Six of Swords, so we have forward motion, air signs, forward motion. You could be wanting to move on from something, and if that is the case, it feels like something's not working out. Air signs, how you thought that it would work out, or in the way that you believed it would work out. The journey towards something seems to be going, or it seems to be a bit more difficult than you would have expected it to be. And so Spirit is just saying that may be a sign, because, ooh, yeah. So air signs, I can feel your pride coming in with the Six of Swords, okay? And so your pride may be getting in the way of you moving forward, right? And so instead, it may feel like, or it does feel like, you're kind of like trying to force solutions, or you're really trying to figure it out. Whereas Spirit is saying, through those Six of Swords, we're trying to change the direction that we're sending you in. And if you can let go of your pride and kind of humble yourself a little bit, you may end up finding out that this redirection is going to be what's best for you. Whereas, you gave yourself the chance to try, you gave yourself the chance to consider an option, but maybe that option is not working out because it is not the best and most aligned option for you, right? You tried it, you went down that path, but let's move forward towards something else, okay? And you just have to give yourself permission to kind of let go of your pride and and humble yourself and know that you know, it doesn't mean you failed. It doesn't mean it, because I can hear that, you know, that's where you're going in your thought process. Well, it's like, oh, this isn't working out. So, you know, does that mean I failed? Well, I don't want to fail, so I'm going to keep forcing solutions. But Spirit is saying, you know, the more that you force things, the longer you prolong the movement forward. So triumphant success is available to you, but will you humble yourself? Will you let go of your pride so that you can tap into that triumphant success that is more heart-centered and spirit-led, right? And then we have the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups, all right? We have the Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups is indicating and speaking to this idea that you need to take a journey inward. So kind of go, you know, again, inquiring, asking questions, being inquisitive, tapping into your imagination. And in order for you to do that, you need to prioritize going within, right? You need to prioritize this week, really going within, setting aside some time to just be with your breath, to breathe, to listen, right? Again, because Spirit is asking you to prioritize believing in yourself and you going within, doing a little bit of shadow work, going within and seeing, you know, why don't I believe in myself? Or why am I putting more belief in my in my ego rather than my spirit, right? So there's two different aspects there for y'all air signs. It's like, are you putting more belief in your ego, or are you putting more faith in you know, in being more spirit led? And then on the other side, for some of you, it's like there's just a lack of belief altogether, right? And so Spirit really wants you to go within, take a journey inside of yourself this week so you can identify why you're putting so much pressure on yourself, or why you are not believing in yourself, right? So you may be on either side of the fence. You just have to hear and listen to what resonates with you on that, all right? And then the clarifying card for you, Gemini, is the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups. So what I'm seeing for you, you know, as you integrate what's being shared here in this reading, Gemini, is that, you know, it feels like you're in one space. Okay, Gemini, you're in one space and you expected to experience this Nine of Cups energy where you currently are. And it's not like you've been kind of, again, you've been kind of forcing it. And it's not really coming as naturally as you figured for you, Gemini. And so Spirit really wants you to, you know, give yourself permission to move on from where you are so that you can experience this energy naturally, right? Because you don't have to force this Nine of Cups energy, which is like sharing in happiness and joy and bliss with people. And yes, you may be doing that right now, but it's not so much because the people around you or the communities around you are in alignment with you. It's just because you don't want to, again, you don't want to feel as if you have failed. You don't want to feel as if you're alone. You know, you're like, I made this decision and now I'm having to step back. You can feel that energy, Gemini, of like being asked to step back so that you can move forward, you know, in a new direction. And you're like, I just don't want to be alone in this. But Spirit is saying sometimes it's okay for you to take a step back and be alone so that you can reorganize your thoughts, reorganize, you know, the plans, and hear from within yourself, from your imagination, you know, what direction it is that you're really supposed to be going in. And then for you, Aquarius, your clarifying card is the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands. Aquarius, it feels like you're wanting something more in life, like you're wanting something more, you're wanting to experience more heart-centered ways of being. And so you may be wanting to make new connections, or you may be, and I don't even know if it's about making new connections, but what I'm hearing is you stepping up and really being a leader in the community that you're currently in, right? So whenever it comes to, more humanitarian efforts, right? Like really stepping up and being a leader in that, because that's who you are, Aquarius. And that's where you thrive. And it feels like right now you may be lacking in that a little bit. And so really, going to people that you know that will be willing to really to do these things with you. Like, don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask people to join you in your efforts, because there are people who are going to say yes, and there are going to be people who are going to have your back, all right? And then for you, Libra, dear Libra, your clarifying card is the Page of Swords. Your clarifying card, Libra, is the Page of Swords. And through the Page of Swords, Libra, through the Page of Swords, what I'm feeling is like, first of all, I'm feeling like a block, like I can't really go there. And so there's a question that's coming through, Libra, and it's like, are you giving yourself permission to go there? And the there is, are you giving yourself permission to be real with yourself, right? Again, speaking to the general message, the overall message about how you've had this like, you've had this thought about how something was supposed to go, and now you're being called in a new direction. And for you, Libra, it's like, are you going to approach the journey? Are you going to approach this energy of you being called in a new direction? Are you going to approach it in a way that is like, I'm hearing in like this innocent way? And really what it is you being called in this new direction so that you can reconnect with your innocence, so that you can reconnect with this like childlike energy, Libra, because it just feels like you've been so like hard on yourself. There's been so much pressure to get it right. There's been so much pressure to fulfill this and to fulfill that expectation. And so through the Page of Swords, it's like, can you give yourself permission to really relax so that you can reconnect with your innocence, so that you can reconnect with this childlike energy? Because if you are going to experience this triumphant success, it's going to be because you gave yourself permission to let go of having to get so many things right, Libra, okay? So that is the weekly reading for air signs, Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra. Make sure you like the video if it resonated with you. Leave a comment if you have any thoughts. Share the video if you feel led. And make sure you subscribe to the channel. I love you.